My name is Andrew Ricci. I am 18 years old. I live in Rhode Island. I've been cubing for 5 years. And a fun fact that nobody knows about me is I don't like fun facts that nobody knows about me. So I don't ever consider myself having really quit. I feel like I've always been cubing, and I think a lot of people can relate, especially people who have taken long breaks from cubing, is you never really stop cubing. It's kind of just a thing that you always do, you always have. As long as you have a cube, you know, in a general proximity from you, you're gonna solve it at some point. I kind of just grew a little bit tired of cubing, kind of lost a little bit of interest. I was always still solving, I just never really went to competitions for a little bit of time. And then I regained interest and decided to come back. Well, I think the thing that made me decide to come back was probably just seeing the U.S. national competition for this year and seeing that it existed and that it was in South Carolina and that all of my old friends were going, and it kind of just brought back a lot of that interest and kind of made me start more seriously practicing again, at least just the 3x3. While I was having my brief hiatus, because Chris is using the word quit and I think he's being very negative, I was learning music producing a little bit. I was playing a little bit of guitar. I was focusing more on schoolwork, especially because it was my senior year of high school, so I really wanted to make sure that I was in my best standing in terms of school and a lot of just different things. My best event is 3x3. I could have given a joke, but I feel like that would have been wrong. I want to help Chris with his video thing. I solve it in about, I'd say on average, like 8 seconds on the nose. Sometimes a high 7, sometimes low 8, somewhere in that range. Least favorite event. I had always thought, for some reason, I always thought that my calling in cubing was square one. I've never told anybody this. That you could actually use this for the interesting fact that nobody knows about me. I thought my calling was square one. So I figured I was gonna be like a square one legend and I'd be like really good at that and also do 3x3 and stuff. But it turned out that no, square one was created by the devil. Square one is evil. Anybody who does square one, I mean, you're fine, whatever. It's just not for me. Certainly not the event for me. I like how my least favorite event is like, I gave way more information than my favorite event. I'm like, yeah, 3x3 is okay, whatever. But let me tell you how much I hate square one.
Right.
I'm very proud on a personal level that I was able to get North American record. I thought that was really cool for 3x3. But in terms of kind of legacy, especially with this competition, I think that probably the bigger accomplishment would be having been national champion. But I felt like for me at the time, getting the North American record was a really big deal, for me at least, because I was not expecting that whatsoever. Well, I think it's a bit of everything. Obviously the puzzle is the main draw. But of course, you know, coming to competitions is so fabulous. Seeing people there, especially people who live halfway across the country that you would never see, is fantastic. And I think it's really difficult to describe why it's so great, but I think if you come to a competition and you compete and you meet people, you understand why it's so great. I love listening to music. I love occasionally playing music, though I don't have really any abilities in terms of playing music. I try. Oh, I'm a big computer nerd. I love computers. Everything related to computers is awesome. Love learning about computer systems. Smoke a lot of dope, you know?
That's going in there.
No, alright. Shit. Now the police are gonna come to my house. Oh! You don't. I mean, it's just, I'd love to give some great advice for people to like, in order to like figure out how you can compete and still, you know, maintain focus and solve just as well as you can at home. I haven't learned that yet. I think Chris has. I think Chris has at least for a 2x2, he can be really fast in competition, but I still don't know. I think the main issue with the cubing community is elitism, but it's not that we're necessarily too elitist. We're elitist in the wrong way. We're focused too much on people who just so happen to be fast, rather than people who are really knowledgeable or helpful within the community, or people who are just generally good people that solve the cube don't seem to get nearly as much respect as people who just so happen to be fast. And I mean, coming from somebody who is generally recognized as being pretty fast, at least at 3x3, I don't think it's that much of a skill. I think it certainly took a lot of practice to get there, but I don't think that's something that results in a person being completely deserving of massive amounts of credit. Like, I mean, if you take somebody like Felix, of course, Felix is just a lovely and awesome person. Of course, he totally deserves all the recognition for his abilities, and, you know, he dominates nearly every event, of course. But I think we seem to belittle people who are slow and give a lot of credit to people who are fast, and a lot of times it's just not that deserved, because ultimately that's not the be-all end-all. I think my favorite cubing memory was definitely the last day of Nationals 2012, between the ending of the record solve I had, the crowd reaction, and just being there and in that room was really amazing, and also at the end going up to receive the first place on the 3x3 podium. Both were really incredible, and it just felt like the sense of community just felt the strongest at that point, and I felt like it really accomplished something within cubing. The "Are you Noah Arthurs" joke was old at Nationals 2012. We're in the year of our Lord 2015. 2015. It's been 3 years, people. All right, no more. We don't even look alike. I would rather be. Well, I'd definitely rather be deaf, because it's a lot easier to get through life being deaf, I think. But it would also be horrible to never hear sound or music again. So hopefully neither. I hope that Chris Olsen doesn't blind or deafen me before the end of this interview. I'm counting on you people. You guys are the real heroes. You gotta help me out here, okay? Save me. Save me. I'm trapped. I'm trapped right now. This is... Can I be honest with you? I'm scared for my life right now. This is really serious. Why would you ask me that? I don't know. I think the whole sub Mitch is pretty bad. GJ, if anybody still says that, don't do that. If I could remove one event, I would probably remove Pyraminx, because I don't like Pyraminx. Pyraminx is silly. Pyraminx is not difficult. You don't even need to know any method to solve Pyraminx. There are, let's talk a little bit about the logic of Pyraminx, okay?
You get 10 seconds.
No,
buddy.
this is not gonna be rapid fire. There are tips on a Pyraminx. They don't move. They're always in the exact same place, and all you ever do is twist them. Come at me, Drew Brads. All right. Can we? Him, that kid. The coolest place I've ever been. Definitely Chris Olsen's sex dungeon. That's no. Probably the most embarrassing thing is being in this interview. One of the two. I'm just gonna give the temples some temple action right there. Nice side. On a scale from BJ to GJ, how good is Chris Olsen as an interview? Like, seriously, being serious, he's pretty good. Like, I can't lie. Like, this is like serious answer. This is good.